Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Unmuted.
Turn me up now. Now we unmuted. I'm about to be one of the best to ever do it. Sip 7 in the building, you already knew it. Roll on my sleeve, so let's get to it. I'm walking with my purpose, I'm walking in my vision. So that means I'm just a man on this mission. I'm just a comedian that happen beats Christian. So let that beat drop, give them what they missing. Yeah. Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
Question on this part here. So, have you ever dealt with any type of form of racism any time in your life, growing up in St. Pete, anything like that?
Bro, all the time, yo. From subtle racism to like really extreme. I remember one time as a kid, like it's so crazy. I feel like a lot of it I see it heavily when I'm behind the wheel of a car, man. It's the craziest thing ever, no lie. But I remember my stepdad had like a brand new Cadillac Eldorado in 2000. You know what I'm saying? Eldorado. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was taking my mom to the hair store, and I remember I pulled up, and this lady, white lady in a Mercedes, looked at me and then looked at me harder, right, and just kept staring. And I'm looking. And but I'm polite. And at first time you like, okay. But then after a while, because I'm used to driving my car as a teenager, but after a while I realized, I'm like, oh, she's mad because I'm in this Cadillac Eldorado, brand new or whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
And it would always be something like that. But it was like, I know the biggest moment I remember is like, it actually wasn't in St. Pete, but it was in Pinellas County. I got pulled over at like 16 in Tarpon Springs at like 2 a.m. by like bro, I kid you not, I can't make this up. It was like 7 police cars for speeding, so they say. You know what I'm saying? Guns drawn. So I get, getting pulled over is the norm, I guess, right? But I got pulled over at like I said, it was 2 a.m. I was coming from a girlfriend's house, me and a friend of mine, and they pulled me over. I pulled over in this abandoned gas station, and I look out my rear, and once I get out, I'm sitting in the car. I had a 1984 Dodge Colt. I don't know if you know what that is.
That's the year I was born. So
right. So it's ugly little car. It's just a stick shift. It's got a hole in the exhaust pipe, so it's real loud. So I'm sitting there.
Like, the old school pencil erasers, not pencil, but pencil sharpeners. You get up and do it. That's kind of what it looked like. It looked like an old pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looked like.
So I'm sitting there. I see all the lights in my rear view. So I pull into the parking lot. And again, my exhaust pipe is real loud. And so I look over to the side. Cop's got his gun out. He's like, yeah. I can't really hear him. I look over to my friend's side. Another cop, gun out. Yeah. And it was like, bro, I couldn't focus at first. And I'm like, hold on, let me turn off the car. So I turn off the car. And when I turn off the car, then I hear him. He's like, shut off the car. And I mean, bro, they are just like loud. So he's like, get out the car. So me and my friend get out the car, bro. I'm scared because my mom don't even know where I'm at. I'm in Tarpon Springs. I done snuck out here to see I think she thought I was at the movie theater or something.
Oh, so you snuck out?
Yeah. Well, I snuck out the city. You see, I was,
Oh, so you weren't supposed to go out the city?
Yeah. So I don't even. She probably would have let me, but I just didn't tell her I was going away to Tarpon Springs.
You were 16 at the time.
16, yeah.
So before you got into this situation here, have you ever like experience? I know you said like the white lady and stuff like that, but have you ever had an experience with the police officers at all?
By 16, nothing negative like that. Like outside of, like I said, I had a complex about police because they took my brother to prison and all of this stuff. So growing up, you blame the police. You know what I'm saying. So, but outside of that, I hadn't had any encounters with the police like that. Not yet. No.
Right. So you're 16, probably 10th or 11th grade, right?
Yeah.
You saw hood things. You saw the hood. You was in there. But did that prepare you for a moment like this? Because we think that we kind of after we be around a couple hard cats, we hard, but you got 8 guns drawn at you at 16, bro.
So to answer the question, no, it didn't in a couple different ways. Because I'm like, in my mind, I'm not living like the rest of these guys are living. You know what I'm saying? I go to school. I got me a little job. You know what I'm saying? I paid for my own car. I don't smoke. I don't drink. None of it. So in my mind, I shouldn't be in those situations. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So to answer the question, it don't prepare me for nothing like that. But And even like the thought process of me being hard on that, I always thought I was like cool. You know, I'm cool. You know, that was my thing. It wasn't necessarily hard, but it's like, you know, I'm cool, man. So yeah, that's the best thing I can say about how, I guess, if any, I wasn't prepared for it. No.
So you get out the car. She gets out the car. What was your next thought? Because I mean, nowadays you get out of the car, you open the door, you're dead.
Right. So first thing, so it was me and my homeboy, not me and her. We had went on, yeah, we went like a double date with her and her friend, and so we had just dropped them off or whatever. So my homeboy gets out, I get out, and that's what. Here's the other piece of it. It's like, I guess they had a couple trainees with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it was 6 cars, but it was more police. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of the cars had 2 people in it. So I'm looking around, bro. You know, it's nothing but lights, and I see all these guns, and I'm like, yo, bro, honestly, I've never seen a gun at this point. And I'm at gunpoint, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my homeboy got a little bit of a temper too. He's like, man, I'm like, yo, chill out, bro. You know, so heart beating, heart racing or whatever. So they make us I get out the car, and I don't, at this point, yeah, I'm just like in shock, bro. I don't even know I really don't even remember a thought from here to there. I just remember all the visuals. So they had me and my friend put our hands on the car. They pat us down. And they tell us to go sit down on the curb.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember him asking me, can he search my car? And again, you know, I'm young. I don't know no better. And I'm like, you know, it's early on, bro. I'm like, you know, but then I'm like, I don't have nothing. So I'm like, sure, go ahead. Search the car.
To have a search warrant to go to your car.
Right.
So
you see what I'm saying?
We don't know that because we don't know to teach our children that, because we don't think that this type of stuff is going to happen at that age.
Exactly. So, and then I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Sure. Search. Now we know that to this day, that could have went left too. They could have planted something, or whatever the case may be.
Definitely, yeah.
So they go over to my car. They got 2 cops over there, hands on their guns, standing by me and my friend. 2 cops go over to search my car. The other one standing by their cars, still like kind of. I don't remember if they still had their guns pointed or not. So I remember at the time I was working at like a car wash, and I had this little container that I had duct taped up, and I would like put my little tip money in the back of the car. I think I had shoe boxes that I cut the top and put 6x9s in them.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? To make this little box.
Hey, I know all about that, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So and again, I'm from the hood, so you know, I always drove with a hammer on the side of the seat. You know what I'm saying? So Buddy opened up, first thing they pull out is the hammer. Hey, what's this? I'm like, it's a hammer. He's like, you know, this is considered a concealed weapon. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what if I'm a construction worker, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, you know, I don't know, but this is how they're going. You see what I'm saying? So then they pop my hatch. Once they pop my hatch, they find my taped up container with my tip money in it. They shaking it. What's this? What's this? I'm like, yo, man, I work at a car wash. That's my tip money. They rip the tape off of it. They open it up. They looking at, right? Then the shoebox speakers, right? They shake them. They rip them open. You know what I'm saying? They looking inside of them, right? So they literally toss my car, bro. And we just sit on the side, scared as I don't know what. And after about, I don't know, 20 minutes of this, bro, the cop tells me to stand up. He pulls me over. He's like, hey, listen, I want to let you know why I use so much force. And at this point, you know, it's kind of, you know, I'm child and adults and stuff like that. So adults typically don't explain themselves. Damn sure not no police, right? So I'm like, I knew he did something wrong when he started explaining himself to me. So I'm like, oh, okay, something about this ain't normal procedure. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So he's like, let me let you know why I use so much force. I don't know you. I don't know what you have on you. I don't know what's in your car. I want to go home to my family. And he starts going down a list of why they pulled me over the way they did. Then he tells me why he pulled me over. He's like, yeah, you were speeding. And he then tells me he paced me, which I will learn later that doesn't even really hold up in court. So basically there wasn't a speed trap. I was driving and they got behind me, and they'll do whatever the speed limit is. Say the speed limit is 45. They'll do 45. And however much you pull off for them, they basically estimate how fast you're going. So I'm like, so dang, you just really decided to get behind me. And even once I came back up there, I learned the other part of the story. Some people who just happened to be sitting on the porch when I left the young lady's house, there's like a median in the middle of the road. They said I was coming up and there's a long median. They say the officer was going the opposite direction. Say he busted a U-turn on the median and got behind me. Like, no reason. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, these are the details that I learned later.
They got to meet their quota, bro.
Right.
There's a quota out there, and they say that it's not, but I know for a fact that it's a quota they're trying to meet. So they'll mess with people, especially us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so he does all this explaining. He still gives me a ticket. He was like, well, I'll tell you what I do. I'm not going to give you any points. Just slow down. And bro, when I tell you, I was just so terrified. Me and my homeboy, we just like drove home in silence the rest of the night, bro. It was just like, I'm talking about under the speed limit. I dropped them off at home, you know what I'm saying? Said peace and went home. I never even told my moms. And I remember we went back to school, bro, and we ain't even talk about it. And it wasn't until, you know, recently, what brought it back to surface for me recently, everything that was happening, you know, George Floyd and all of this stuff. Yes, it was totally unexpected, bro. You know, this how I'm like, we be shell shocked and traumatized.
Ordering that release of 2 body camera videos from George Floyd's arrest and death.
Let me see your other hand. Please, both hands. Do nothing.
Just seconds after approaching the vehicle, rookie officer Thomas Lane pulls his gun and points it at a noticeably startled and scared Floyd.
Please don't shoot me, please, man. I'm not gonna shoot you. Step out and face away. I'm looking you eye to eye, man. Please don't shoot me, man. I'm not shooting you, man. Please, man. I just lost my mom, man.
The other body camera shows Officer Alexander King explaining they were called to the Minneapolis convenience store over allegations Floyd used a fake $20 bill.
We're here because it sounds like you gave a fake bill to the individuals in there.
Yeah.
There is a brief struggle as the officers push the distraught Floyd into the back of a police vehicle. Seconds later, Floyd is pulled out the other side. That's when Officer Derek Chauvin would put his knee on Floyd's neck. Tonight, Chauvin faces charges including second-degree murder and manslaughter. The 3 other officers at the scene each face aiding and abetting charges.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This your boy, 7 man. Thank you for watching this interview. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting on this channel. I really appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click that button right down there. Don't wait till your homeboy blow up your weight. Go ahead and participate and become part of the Unmuted family. We greatly appreciate it. We work very hard to bring you good content and stories that you probably never heard of before, and a little something to make you think about the Lord a little bit and laugh a little bit. All right, guys. Like, click, share, comment. Don't text me. Put it right there in the comments. 7 out.